Say hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to our day.
Good morning. Yay!
Good morning, people. It is 9:15, running 15 minutes late, and it's far too cold to be out in this weather. So this makes me very unhappy. But it's time to get my eyes looked at. For those that don't know, if I can, I'll get a picture in here. I've started getting these brown spots in my eyes, and they're obviously a little bit concerning. So I had to get referred to the eye hospital, and they think it's like eye freckles, but basically it's turning the colour, like the colour bit of it is changing it from like a bluey grey to brown, and we just need to like keep an eye on it, because depending on how deep the freckles go, I could like lose my eyesight, I could like get eye cancer and things like that. So just need to keep an eye on it. But it's a little bit weird because I've got freckles everywhere else, and I've never known that you can get them in your eyes. I didn't know your eyes could change colour as you got older, but mine do. But we're about to leave. It's freezing cold. I forgot a blanket. Here we go. We're here, guys, and literally we've just pulled up in the car, like the car park, and I'm like, shit, we don't have the benefit form, so I don't know if we're going to be able to claim travel expenses back. I really bloody hope so. But whilst we were driving over here, my wheelchair moved whilst I was in the back, so I'm going to have to contact the car people, because my wheelchair's not staying secure in the car whilst we're driving, which isn't good. But I'm now off to try and see if I can find the place, and we'll catch up with you in a bit. You can't see it that much now, but I did have like these really horrible yellow drops in my eyes, and they stung. But I've now finished with the eye hospital bit. Just gonna go up and get the money that we need for travel, and then we'll be going home. So I'll update you when I update Soph. Good evening. So yesterday, when Soph went to go get some meat out the freezer for the girls, she spotted that there was tracheas. Is that what we went for? And we ran out of dog biscuits, but we don't get paid till tomorrow. So she took out the tracheas. They've been defrosting overnight, and we're about to give them to the girls. So if this kind of thing isn't like stuff you like, I'll put in a time somewhere around here for you to skip to. By the way, when we came home, Alba sat here and then she turned her head to look at
With this one, you can
at
see
the calendar.
the piece of like cartilage and stuff. You see it from there. Oh, might need to see it with the light. Kind of looks like teeth.
Ugh.
Did you get it?
Oh, look at these curls. Watch her take it out of the bowl and to find somewhere to eat it.
I'm expecting them to.
Yep, straight away.
Let's go over here. I got my spots. What do I do with it?
Dixie's going to be funny about it.
I'm not. What about this one? Dixie, what about this one in here?
Did Alba not take it?
Yeah. What about this one? There's 3 in a packet, but basically it was a whole one that Pickles got, a whole one that Alba's got, but the whole one that Alba's got, there's like a section of it that's not there for some reason.
Mm.
And so that one that's in there, that's left in there, is really small. So I just put it there.
It's yours.
Is that yours? What the heck do I do with it?
I lick it. Lick. She's such a funny bum.
Oh yeah, but it does taste good. Or I might have to get going with it. Oh, I don't think I can help myself. Yeah, this is good. This is very good.
Dixie hates anything that is big, so this for her is a mammoth task.
The bowl. It's got a nice bit of fluff on it there, Pickle. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll it around the recycling.
Yeah. Ooh, fluff. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well done, Pickle. I picked it up, Mum.
Oh,
Oh no.
good girls.
Alba's loving life in there.
Did you wanna?
Is that nice? Is that oh, don't be silly. Is that your trachea? Well, not yours particularly.
Hope not.
No. Although if it was, you wouldn't be able to make that noise, would you? Is that nice?
It's only the people
It's
that
okay.
catch it.
It's okay. Oh, good girl. And then
I'd just like to point
that's just the extra little bit.
the little growl thing or grumble that she's doing. She never attacks anybody with that.
Oh no, it's literally.
So normally puts her face
I
right next to
yeah, I
hers.
usually kiss her on the nose, which I will do in a second, but not with you guys because I just need to move stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
But it's dinner time.
Well done, Dixie.
Oh yeah, I'm going for it. Yeah.
So, update from the hospital. Basically, the freckles, mole things that are in my eyes, they've not, like there's no more than what there was last time. I did get some pictures. I'll put them at the end of like all the talking, just if you want to see them. But basically, they need to make sure that they don't, like more doesn't grow rapidly, and they need to make sure that they stay flat. If they start becoming 3D or start getting a raised bump on them, then they would need to do surgery and get rid of them and God knows what else. And we also need to make sure that they don't start growing back into my eye. At the moment, the back of my eye is clear. There's no like freckles, mole things there. It is a little bit weird. Apparently some people, this happens to them. Their eyes change colour, they get freckles. It's just something that happens, and 99% of the time it's because of nothing, and that's basically what's happening with my eyes. She went through my medication list last time and checked to make sure it's none of my medication that was causing the change, and she said today that none of my meds are doing it, and because if it was my meds that was changing what's going on with my eyes, we would obviously have to stop that medication if it was safe to do so, if there was an alternative. But thankfully it's nothing to do with that. She also checked my cataracts, and they've they've stayed the same, so they're quite small at the moment. Which I know anyway, because obviously my vision's not changing in the cataract kind of thing. For those that don't really know much about cataracts, it's like the pupil bit, it has something come over it. and she needs surgery, and they like scrape it. It's really weird, but they put like something under the layer of your eye by your pupil, and then they scrape it away, which I've said to Soph, I've got a huge fear about when it gets to that stage, because you're awake the whole time and they open your eye, like your eyelids, and they do it all like that, and I'm not looking forward to it when it gets to that stage. So for her to say that the cataracts haven't got any worse, I'm really happy with. Not a lot of people my age get cataracts. I got told I had them when I was 19, I think it was, 19, 20. And I've got mine because of the steroids I have to take for my lungs. And the only reason why we went to the hospital back then to get it checked out, it was when I was living up in Somerset, was because every time I look at a light, I get a halo around the light, and that's not normal. And that's one of the things that a cataract can do. My right eye is worse than my left, but they're no worse, so I'm happy with that. And obviously with the freckle thing, they're no worse either, so that makes me happy too. My eye, I don't remember which one it was, but whichever one it was, I'll put it, I'll say which one it is on the photo. It's become more brown, which is just really weird how your eye colour can change. I mean, I knew when you're born, you don't necessarily stick with the same eye colour that you're born with. And for it to start changing colour now, it is so bizarre. But who knows, by the end of it I could have brown eyes and I started off with like a bluey grey. So that's a bit weird. But other than that, everything seems to be okay so far. She's arranging to see me again in 6 months' time. And I'll need to have, because today I had like a general eye test. I had photos of the front of my eyes taken with this special machine, and photos of the back of my eye taken with a special machine. Then she looked at them and checked them, and then she checked the pressures in my eyes. So I'll need to have all that done again in 6 months' time. But I'm also going to get a field of vision test done as well, because I get this flickering light. I said, so the only way I can describe it is I can look like straight ahead, but when in like the top of my vision, it's like a ceiling fan, you know, when it goes round and round and round, and it can go like dark light, dark light, dark light, where it's just like the change with the lights. It's like that in my eyes. It's really bizarre. It doesn't happen every day. I've tried to figure out whether it's linked to my migraines, to see if it's like an aura type thing, but I've not seen any general link. So that's why she's wanting to do the field of vision test, just to see if it's something like bizarre with that. So other than that, everything went swimmingly, and I'm pretty glad that nothing has got worse. This evening, depending on the date on Soph's pip form, I could be trying to finish the rest of my pen pals to be able to combine it with Christmas cards to save postage. But if Soph's pip form needs to be sent in like in the next week, then I'm gonna need to crack on with that, which I'm really not looking forward to. But other than that, that's kind of been our day.
One bonus I was just going to say about the pip form,
Yeah.
is the fact that we took pictures of all the pages last time, which we've still got.
If you can't hear Soph, because her head's in a tent with Alba.
She's doing really well.
Yeah. Last time when we sent Soph's pip form in, we took photos of every page, which we highly recommend, because it allows you to compare how worse, like if you're any worse or any better. And for like Soph's case, it varies each day. And having this PIP form, we know that last time she was then successful and she gets PIP. So we can use some of the stuff we wrote in there to try and guide us and help us to like ensure that her PIP continues, because she is still having worse days and like good days and whatnot.
Another reason why it's good to do it is this doesn't happen for everybody, but with my parents, for my dad's, they got rejected first of all, and some of the points that they came back saying that he didn't qualify for, basically they'd put completely different to what he'd replied and what the answers in the form are. So when they went to tribunal, they could prove with what they'd sent in that actually what they'd said was not true.
Indeed. Somewhere in our files, I had to fight for my DLA PIP 7 times. I got rejected 7 times over a span of like 2 years, and it was a piss take because I was rapidly getting worse and worse. My doctors were saying you will get it, and I constantly kept getting rejected. On the 7th time they turned and said that if I wanted to take it to a tribunal I would, but I would never get anything higher than the low rate on both components. I took it to tribunal and walked away with higher rate of both, and got told that I should never have had to have gone to tribunal and I should have got it the first time, which actually makes us chuckle because in the papers recently a woman was fighting for her PIP and she got it, and she got a back date from the last 2 years. Was that nice? And yet when I finally won and got my tribunal case announced like success, they refused to backdate my payment for the whole time that I had been fighting to get what I deserved. And they only gave me since the latest form. So I'm a little bit pissed that this lady has managed to get the whole 2 years worth of fighting, and I think I got 3 months worth. So that was a little bit annoying.
Oh, no.
What?
She's been sat and chewing it on my glasses.
Ew, need to disinfect them. Was that
To be
nice?
fair, I think that she'd actually just sat on them. She wasn't chewing on them.
Was that nice, Dixie?
Yeah, I can still smell some crumbs.
Was that yummy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's another bit.
Where?
I think it might be on my back.
Is that nice?
Oh, I can smell it. Mind your bum a minute, I'll get this floated piece. Cold.
Ew. Was that really yummy? Yeah, don't give me a kiss, that's minging. Have you got it?
It's not coming back and leave this in it.
Oh. Was that nice, Dixie? Was that
I
nice?
just need to...
I need to have a moment.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah, that was good. Oh, yep, yeah.
We do love this about Dixie. We always know when she's had a good meal because she does this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, really gotta rub it in there. Oh, this bit in particular. Yeah.
Look at it from all sides.
Yeah.
And then she normally will jump down and go a bit wild. Whether she will, I don't know.
Oh, I'm not done yet.
No.
Oh, yep, yeah, I'm still not done. Oh, yep, no, not done yet.
Was that good?
Good!
Did you enjoy that?
Welcome!
Did you enjoy it?
You're welcome.
Gonna hunt for a toy. Then she might
I come
throw
in?
the toy.
Gonna hunt for a toy.
Oh, she's gone into the tent.
I'm going wild in here, I'm digging. I'm not even a bum. You can't see anything.
Oh. Well, she's enjoyed it. But other than that,
Was that good?
that's kind of been our day. Tomorrow, I've got my CPN again. Soph's going to visit her dad to just make sure he's taking all his medication, eating okay, drinking okay, because obviously he is disabled as well. And,
Ew. What if you just licked up? I licked up some hair. Ew.
and Soph's mum is his full-time carer, so when she does go away to have like a little break from everything and to go on holiday with her mum, we check and keep an eye on Soph's dad. So she's doing that tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Apart from I need to change this bloody oxygen tube. Apologies that I've been like this the whole time. It's falling out of my face. The slidey thing is not working anymore, so I need to change it. But other than that, thanks for coming on this day with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Oh, 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 oh.